Video journal entry number 39, September 28th, 2025. I feel like this week was a blur. It kind of feels like it just flew past, but alas, it feels a little bit comforting to be in like my home studio because last week I did something outside, and I don't know, just doing a video journal in my home studio feels kind of cozy in a way. I guess because of the familiarity. This week, I've been trying to be on the brighter side of the spectrum, the glass half filled type of time, if you will. About how I'm thinking about things, about life and stuff like that. Trying to be on the brighter side of things, which, it's going along, it's working, I'm just like little scenarios and things like that, like with my job and things like that. God bless, I'm employed, right? God bless, I'm employed. Even if it's not what I really want to do with my life, I think, paying your bills, to pay your bills is always a blessing, right? But I like little things like that, and just kind of like trucking along and figuring out what I'm going to do towards the end of the year. I'm trying to go to Ghana. I'm like looking at ticket prices, so I'm trying to see if a good pricing will come along, and then I'll be headed my way in December. I don't know if I'll be there, it'll be in December, but I don't know if I'll be there for peak December time. But alas, I'd hope I get a ticket soon. I'm like eyeballing it. I'm like, please. I feel like these airlines, they don't cater to necessarily to the African market, but they sure do know how to come along for the December and price their tickets, But alas, I'm trying to wait for the pricing to come up. This week I posted a video, a music video. Not music video, like a legit music video, but I posted a song video on the channel, which I don't think I've done before, and I think it received more views than something I post would usually get. So that was interesting. I have a music channel. I don't know if people on my page know that. I'm pretty sure I've posted about it, but I guess I don't know. I feel like if I would have posted that video on my music channel, it wouldn't have done as well, which is kind of crazy, because I'm doing all my music stuff there. But I'm happy that it was received well. So now I'm thinking should I post more music? I don't necessarily want to post more music stuff. So what I'm thinking about doing is something that I haven't thinking about before, which was maybe post some process things here and then post the official music on my page, which I actually have one project that I'm working on that I kind of want to do it that way. I'll put the final version on the music page and then put the process and journey to get to that creative work on this page. I think it will actually work for 2 projects I'm working on, so I'll see how that goes. But that's kind of interesting to see the response to that, and I was like, oh, okay, cool, thanks for watching. Well, that's where I'm at with it. Well, I did an online event. I went to a online networking thing that's supposed to be an online. Sorry, y'all. That's supposed to be an online networking thing for women of color and things like that. It was pretty interesting. I want to go to in-person type of networking events and stuff like that, but I feel they're hard to kind of come by. Specific intentional ones, I feel hard to come by. But I went because I really want to strengthen my network, and I really want to kind of this year or close out this year into next year. I want to make as many decent contacts, intentional types of contacts with people and meeting people, conversing with people, networking. I saw this video that really sat with me, and essentially it was it was a TED Talk. I forgot what it's called, but the lady was pretty much saying achieving your goals and your dreams is sorry, I'm scratching into this. It's not necessarily the self-help type of pathway that people push onto you, the self-improvement, that's part of it, but it's not as much of it as you think, and more so than that of oh, I need to improve, I need to da-da-da-da. More so than that is having a network, is having a strong network that can help fulfill those goals, And she was saying how back in the day she had this type of group that she was workshopping, and the group one day a person in the group was I want to achieve this thing, but I can't do it. And she was well, why can't we do it? And they were oh, because of this, that, and the third. And then somebody else in the group was able to chime in and be actually, I know a person that does this for X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the third, that I can help you with it. And she was saying how eventually the group would come together, and each week or like whatever period of time, whatever session, a person would come up with their goal that they wanted to get. They would say why they can't get that goal. And then the rest of the group would kind of like help that person achieve that goal, and they would like do it until like eventually everybody in their group kind of achieved the goal. And I think that was interesting to think, like interesting kind of phenomena, or like case study to like think about, you know. And I think it's kind of true, because you know what they say, like your network is your net worth. And I feel like for me, networking has always been a hard thing for me. I feel like that's one thing I regret about when it came to college, was like not networking enough. Because what they don't tell you is a big part of college is the networking aspect. Like, yeah, you learn your coursework, but you're really supposed to be networking. I feel like when I was in college, baby, I was trying to graduate. My first half of college, like first few semesters of college, I was doing something that I didn't want to do. And then I was like, I was dreading it. I was like dragging. I was depressed. And then the second latter half of college, I was trying to catch up and make sure I graduated on time. And, you know, I was doing what I wanted to do, but like I was really focused on like my work aspect and like my music aspect. But I wish I would have like networked more. I always felt weird about networking and things like that, because, you know, maybe it's my perception of things. Maybe I have a weird off perception about it, but like I feel like at least for music, people, you know, it's hard to ask for help. I think in general, it's hard to ask for help, but like you don't want to take advantage of people at the same time. Like when I was young and like I didn't have as many resources and I could have used help with my music, it felt kind of like off and weird to ask people to like, hey, could you like work with me on this and da da da. I'm the type of person, like, I want to like pay people for like their work and like make sure they get things done, and just they can like efficiently get things done. I pay them for it and everything. But like when you're young, you don't have as much income and things like that, and you want to work on these projects, and like I don't know, like there's only so much you can do yourself, and it's just hard. And that's how I end up being a type of person that does a lot. And when I talk to people, when I talk about the things I do, they're like, oh my gosh, you do this and that. Very like, yeah, I do a lot of things, partially because of interest, but partially because like it's difficult for me to like have somebody else do it, ask somebody else to do it, you know, and burden somebody else with that type of thing. So like when I think about like network and how nice it would be to like have a network to like help with things like that, I don't know. I guess I have to deal with like another problem is like asking for help. Like even if you do have a network, how do you ask for help, you know? I feel like I'm always a person in the network that like is trying to like get people the resources that they can have to like improve in this, and like if they need something for this, I'm like the type of person to like try to like leverage what I know. I don't think I really have many people in my life to like leverage what they know and things like that, and like their network and stuff like that. But I guess maybe, you know, I want to kind of be in a position where I can help others people and others can help me if they can. So I don't know. But even without helping others and like, or not helping others, but like others helping me, I just feel like it would be like good for me to like hear different perspectives and like learn different things and talk with different people and interact more with people, you know. So that's where I'm at with that. What else was I thinking about this week? Oh, something I thought about, especially I got led to this path of thinking when I went to the online networking event that I mentioned. There was a question I think about like something that you struggle with or something like that. I don't know. And I mentioned how like something that I've been struggling with for a while. It's like feeling held back to like do things I want to do and like projects I want to do. And one lady was mentioning something. She was saying how like it's your body's natural inclination to try to make you feel safe, and sometimes like breaking out of your box and things like that may make you feel unsafe. And I think I agree with her completely, and I feel like that's something I thought about before, but it made me think about a realization that I made about myself that it kind of like left my mind. I didn't think about for a while until that situation happened, and that lady said that, which was essentially that like I think like I get really tired and I feel really tired, and I am trying to like think about like why am I so tired and da da da. But I remember the realization I made was that I think I get tired because of like anxiety, because like I'm anxious about the work that I want to be doing. So my body makes me feel tired and want to lay down and sleep and like feel safe and comfort within sleeping. I think I forgot about that realization. I made that realization like a while back, but I had not thought about it for a while. And I was like, oh, so because I remember when I made that realization, I thought to myself like, when I feel tired, I just have to like push through the tired fatigue. I don't know if I did a video journal entry about this or not, but like it's something I thought about a while ago. But dang, now I'm realizing again. Speaking of fatigue, now I'm realizing again that like I have to like push through my fatigue. But it's hard for me because like I can't operate well when I'm like half drowsy. You know when you're like you're just kind of functioning, like you're too tired to do anything substantial, but like you can't fall asleep in a way. So you're just like in this like limbo phase. Like it's weird. I can't function. I can't do like substantial things when I feel that way. But now I'm wondering if I just need to like push through it. I don't know. But at the same time, like I don't want to like shock my body into something that's even more detrimental, you know. But alas. And I think the last thing, I finally got down to my studio and I've been like working on pieces. I was working on a project that I've been talking about before that broke apart back there. And I think I was kind of like hesitant to start again, but I finally got it back to the studio and I've been like making pieces. I've been failing to make the structure of like the main project that I've been wanting to work on, but I finally made some other pieces, which I'm happy about. I made a couple like products that I wanted to test out on my shop, which I'm wrapping up, and I'll be firing my kiln soon. By fire by force, I'll be firing that kiln soon. But I want to make the body for the project that I was speaking on, but I failed. I failed my 2 attempts today. So we'll try again. Maybe I'll try again tomorrow and see or maybe not tomorrow, but the day after tomorrow, because I have some clay that's trying to dry out and I want to reuse that clay. But that's been it for me this week. That's what I've been thinking about. Those have been my thoughts. Hoping next week will be a better week. Something I've been thinking about when I've been making like certain products for my pottery shop and stuff like that. I know that within my personality and like within the life I want to live, I don't want to have to be stuck and confined to a pottery wheel all the time. I feel like I'm a production factory, you know? I've mentioned that before. And like that thought makes me like kind of want to back away sometimes when I'm surrounding things, but I'm trying to tell myself not to do that. I'm just going to try to like dig in and just see where it takes me, regardless of what the logic behind it is, regardless that it may not be exactly where I want to head. I don't want to like overthink things. So I'm like still pushing through. Like I think by right, but I had that idea of like, well, is this the right thing to be doing? I would have stocked a lot of my things that I'm working on, but I'm going to like push through. Even if it doesn't seem practical, I'm going to push through and like see where it leads me to. But yep. That's what it for me this week. I went somewhere with Gigi last week. I've been like trying to film stuff for like Gigi's page. I made Gigi a little page. And like when I do things with her, I've been wanting to kind of like try to film a little bit too. Which is nice because I have memories of like me and Gigi. But we went to a park yesterday. She caught a dang mouse. She caught a freaking mouse. She was so quick the way she caught it. I was like, girl, we was literally walking at this park. And it was like this kind of grassy, haze looking part of the park. And she didn't even sniff long. Sometimes she'll like sniff things for a long time. She didn't even do that. She just kind of picked something up. I thought she was like picking up the grass because I just saw the grass out her mouth. Next thing I know, I see something in her mouth and it's a mouse. Or it might have been like a baby rat. And I was like, Gigi. But alas, we went on a cute little walk before she got that mouse. We was having a cute little time. But I love spending time with Gigi. It's been really nice, you know. And I realized I was thinking about that decision so hard to get a dog, but I think it was like meant to get one. I love hanging out with Gigi. She's so cute and sweet. But yeah. Oh, I gave her a bath this week too. But that's it for me. That's how my week went. Those are my thoughts. But yeah, see me next week. Bye.